Good afternoon and welcome everybody to the February 12th Lunch and Learn. And we are pleased to have Motorola here with us today to talk about radius mapping. So Jeff Tucker, I'm going to turn that over to you to kick us off. We do have a chat available for you. We have raise hand function, and just a reminder that the only official record of this meeting will be the one that the PUC puts out on its YouTube channel. And with that, we welcome Motorola. Thanks, Jeff, for being here.
You bet. Hey, Jennifer, thank you very much. Welcome to the Lunch and Learn. I'm Jeff Tucker. I'm the account manager for call handling with Motorola. Today, we're going to introduce Motorola's most important map, our radius map. It's, for the most part, this will be our go-to mapping solution for all call handling and potentially other aspects of the Motorola infrastructure. So the radius map is integrated with our existing Vesta 911 system and Motorola's new cloud-native all-in-one call handling solution, Vesta Next. One of the important aspects to think about, if you've got a competing call handling system, whether that's Intrado Viper, Central Square, whatever that other call handling system, we've done integrations with our radius map to be integrated with pretty much every other call handling system out there. So if you're looking for a map that's going to kind of fit all of your needs, radius map is the map moving forward. One of the side notes I'd like to make is, as we look at this cloud native application, what Motorola is in the process of doing is doing the integration to the RFAI Intrado network. So our new Vesta Next cloud-based call handling system will be able to work on the RFAI network for the state of Colorado. That's going to happen in Q2 of this year. And with that in mind, I'm going to turn this over to Derek Alvarez. Derek's going to get you up to speed on Radius. It's with its real-time location, its Rave integrations, outbound text, video, and our Assist AI features. So with that in mind, I'm going to turn it over to Derek. Derek, the show's all yours.
Well, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it, and I appreciate everybody's time today. And I am going to go through the radius map. I am a former 911 director here in Florida, and I will be showing the radius map. I was literally just in Miami this morning, so that's why you see the map where it is, because I'm about 2 hours north of that on the interstate. But I wanted to just give you a quick background, as I said, and what I'm going to do is walk through this. As Jeff said, we have a bunch of standard features that you would see in any map, and I'm going to walk you around the map, and then I'm going to show you the unique features of it from the standpoint of how calls come into the system, what they look like. One of the things that we're really proud of with the rapid deploy radius map and the Motorola environment that we have is that the radius map actually allows us to bring in information directly from Apple and Google. This isn't necessarily unique from the standpoint of being able to get your location information from a device. Many of you have seen that and are probably using Rapid SOS today. The difference is we are bringing in the data directly from Apple and Google and without going through a clearinghouse. And then we're also taking that information, and we're capable of storing that additional data so that it can be used in our analytics platform. So I'll go through and show you kind of how that looks and so forth. The other thing that we have that is special is that we have a first-class citizenship with Esri. And with that, we're able to give you endless amounts of layers without any additional charge. So whatever geocoders you may have, whatever layers that you may want to use, as long as they're hosted and we can bring them into our cloud environment, then you can have as many layers as you would like. On this side of the map, you will see there's layers that are available to you. And again, you can simply have, comes with about 15 different base map layers that you see here, but you can also just add as many layers as you'd like to that without any additional cost. So you have the layers available. We also have weather that is available through the layers. And then the other thing is we are partnered with Geocom, with Datamark, and with CRG for floor plans. So any floor plans that the state may have, the school systems may have, or local government and so forth, with those companies, we get automatic access to that. So as you see that, as we start going through this, you'll see this little icon have a, it'll be flashing and so forth, letting us know that there's a floor plan available. The other is that we have breadcrumbs that allow us to show you where the caller started, and I'll show you a caller in motion and what that looks like as we go through it. But what it does is it allows us to get that signal from Apple or Google, and then the CPE alley spill that would come normally from it. So you will see both of those in the call cards as we generate a call. And again, we're able to capture that Apple and Google location so that it's available to you at a later time, so you can recall that information as you need to in our analytics platform. Our analytics platform is called Eclipse, and I'm very aware of what the state has today. So we do have that available, and at some other time we can take a look at that. So I'll go through. Any questions so far on Jeff? You'll have to let me know because I have a different screen open now.
Yeah, Derek, how often, when you look at those breadcrumbs, how often is that updated based on your connection with Apple and Google?
It's a good question. So it's typically anywhere from 3 to 5 seconds that it updates directly from Apple and Google. So they're feeding that information directly into our cloud services, and it recognizes that and immediately and most of the time you'll see that signal very similar to what you see today. If you're using SOS's product, you'll see the signal come in first for the device, probably before the phone even rings at your call center. So you'll see the information coming in, and then of course once you've answered the call, it'll start plotting that. But it's about every 3 to 5 seconds that it comes in, and then it allows that, it allows you to turn on this toggle feature and actually track that. And I'll show you that feature. The other thing that we have is there's standard things that are in any mapping solution, but here we have map markups. This allows you to go in and create a particular parameter. And what's unique about this is that you can actually create a map markup that you can have expire. So you can see it across all the platforms, but let's say you have a situation where you have a parade going on or a protest or something that's happening within your jurisdiction. You can simply put a map markup there, or you have a road closure for neighboring jurisdictions. And if they have radius, they'd be able to see that map markup as well. So you would have that. You can set it so that it only runs for an hour or runs for 3 hours or whatever you may need it to do. And so as soon as that happens, it's going to expire that particular map markup so that you no longer have it on there and you don't have to worry about going back in and deleting it. And then the other thing that we have on this side that I'll speak to is turn-by-turn directions. This actually allows you to give turn-by-turn directions to your people in the field, any field responders, you can give turn-by-turn directions to. You can actually send those turn-by-turn directions via text directly to um, field responders. And you can also give any directions that you may need to a caller through the same, through the same setup. It will send it so that it either starts up their application, their, if they're using Google Maps or they're using something else, it would allow them to automatically start up and give them turn by turn directions, or they can simply select the link and then it'll give turn by turn directions. Any questions there? Across the top on the left hand side, we have create a call. The create a call actually is a feature that is really unique within this. This allows you to get location information from a 10-digit number that's called in. So if you have a device that's called in, and let's say your call goes abandoned, and when you call back, normally you're calling back through your admin system, and when you call back, you're not getting location information plotted on the map. This allows you to use that 10-digit functionality and actually create a call. And once you've created a call within there, this will give you, you just put in the 10 digits and it'll create the call. And then from there, we can do a what we call rapid locate. And with rapid locate, it actually allows you to see the caller's location because it's going to send them a text message. And so we've generated this. We have rapid locate. I'm going to send the rapid locate information. You will see in the chat field, you will actually see that it's sent a rapid locate to the caller. And from there, within their text messaging, they can simply select it. It'll give them a pop-up that says, would you like to share? And that's the link that you see in front of you. Then from there, the caller actually has the ability to select proceed, and they will see the exact same data location. And you can see that's my phone. So I'm sitting here at a plaza in West Palm Beach. So it gives me the exact location of the caller, even on a 10-digit number. What's really beneficial about this is it actually works in even if you're not getting voice traffic. So if for some reason the 911 system's down and you have somebody that's called into your admin line, you can actually do this to be able to get location information from that caller. We had a very similar situation that just transpired recently where a caller called in. This you can see on the text thing that I have English language, but we can also text in over 150 languages, and it will automatically share that application, translate it, and you will see it in both cases. So here we've got it. We've got the ability to text to the caller. I can send pre-canned text just like you have within your call handling systems today. You can go in and set those as many as you need to. And then from there, I've got the call that went out or the text that went out, and I will respond back. I'm going to respond back in a different language. So what it's going to do is it's going to show you the language that the caller is sending their response back in. So I know that they're sending it in Spanish. It shows me what the caller actually sent, and in addition to that, it actually shows me in English what that language is. So it can translate it immediately on there, and you will get that in approximately, well, it's close to 170 now different languages that we're sharing that in. Any questions there? Jeff, feel free to jump in.
Yeah, and Derek, when you respond back to that caller, it's going to take and convert that language, the English language, to Spanish when it gets back out to the customer, correct?
That is correct. So I'll send this back out and show you what that looks like. So I'm sending just I can free type in here any text that I want to. That goes back out to the caller, and again, it shows what the caller sees So I've sent that out, and it shows what it's translated to. And then when the caller responds back, again, we'll get a very similar text message that's showing that the fire is in the library. So it's translating the Spanish and English. If for some reason somebody else typed in here from, if they started speaking German, or they started speaking Farsi, or they started speaking Hindi, and they were texting that, the translator will pick up that, and it would, from their phone, even though their phone is set to Spanish, the text that comes through would be recognized for the language that it is. And for example, somebody passed out that was texting 911. So you have the ability for it to translate that. Up here at the top, just to go through this real quick, when you do have a call that comes in, we use what three words. The caller will see that same setup on their phone when they're texting with the Radius platform. They would see the same thing, so they know even if they, for whatever reason, got disconnected from an actual call, they would be able to see that information and give that information back to the. So we have what three words? We have the latitude and longitude. We have degrees, minutes, seconds, the military grid, as well as the Google Plus codes. So this is what it looks like when you do a manual call. We did it through Rapid Locate. We could also do it with Rapid Video. And what this does, and I realize that video is a hot topic in 911 centers, and for a long time I was one of those that were kind of on the fence of not having video come into the dispatch center. Well, this is a little different in that the dispatcher is actually requesting to have video. Now, the case that you may have where that's something, it literally happened just off the coast here in Florida, where Rapid Locate was being used. A caller had fallen off of the caller's husband had fallen off of a boat. She didn't know how to drive the boat. By the time she actually was able to, after talking to 911 and so forth, they were able to do a Rapid Locate. She didn't know how to drive the boat. It was new to them, and they were able to use the video portion of that to be able to give her directions on how to turn the boat around and go back to the location where the original call was generated from. So that's where the crumb trail becomes really important as well. So just with that, it gives you the ability to have video coming through. You control it. You can also blur the video so you're not watching something that you don't want to. So you do have control to have that. You can actually start a video within the administrative thing. You can set up the ability for it to come when you generate the call for video. It'll automatically be blurred, and then you can turn off that particular feature. And it shows up in a little window here. I'll go ahead and do it. Just again, I'm sitting in my car, but I'll send this and accept it. Any questions while I'm running through this?
I don't see any in chat.
Okay. Well, it's going to pop up and it shows the forward-facing cameras you see here. And then from there, we can actually, in the application that's being sent to them, they can switch the view of their application so that it has front-facing and backwards-facing. And then again, right here on the screen, I can simply blur the screen. So if I see something that I don't want to see as a dispatcher, I have the ability to blur that particular feature. Any questions there? Okay. So I'll stop this call.
Sorry, Derek.
Actually, we do have a hand up.
Okay.
Michael?
Hi, Derek. Michael from Summit County. I do have a question about the video. Two questions, actually. What kind of retention and access is there after the call, if there is evidentiary value? And what kind of options do you have for sharing that with field staff, whether that's officers, firefighters, whoever's
Excellent question. And the answer to that is the retention is based on the agency's policies that they want to have retention of it, and then from there you would have access to be able to through the administrative portal pull that that data down, and or that video down, and have it stored wherever you want to. So you can pull that information down. You can share that video and so forth. And I believe that it captures it in an either in movie or in MPEG, one or the other. And I can get that information to Jeff to share with you. But the retention is based on your agency's retention policy. Any other hands?
Can you share that in answer to Michael's second question? Can you share that while that video is live? Share it out to.
So the way that can be shared in a live scenario, well, let me start by saying, from the Radius application to just anybody, no. From the Radius application to our Lightning platform, which is an app that runs on your phone, a field responder would have the ability to have the Lightning app running and see everything that you're looking at in front of you right now. So if there's a video that's coming in, any text, the Lightning application does have the ability to let the field responder turn on and off the blur. So if the dispatchers has theirs blurred, but the field responders application, they want to be able to see the video, they can see the video. So you would be able to share it that way. But as far as the additional part of it, being able to email it to somebody or something like that, you do have that as a secondary or as a primary option as well.
Thank you.
Okay. Across the top is all calls and my calls. Pretty straightforward. I can see my calls, and as a supervisor, I can see all calls that have come in. So I would see exactly what they are. It's anything that would be open. It would show me what that open call is. I can select it and see that it'll zoom into that particular call. And then the my calls, of course, are just what we do. And the other thing is that each one of the little features that you see on the screen also has the ability, there's information associated with it on each one. So if there is, for some reason, something that you want to see, there may be a video tied to it, you can actually see on the screen. It's going to show you exactly what that feature is. So as we go through it, you would be able to see that. And that's pretty much set up on any one of them as you see it, as the icons highlight. There's information that's provided directly to the call taker dispatcher, right from the window, without them having to go look, in any kind of manual or anything. The other is just letting me know that I'm logged in as call taker, or I could be logged in as a supervisor. Rave alerts. Any alert that comes in that may be from like a panic alarm, which or a panic alert that comes from a school system, and I'll show you one of those in just a second. But the panic alert would, from there, you would have that light up. You would also hear, you can set it so you can hear the alert coming in, that you'll know that it's a panic alert that's being sent through Rave. Also, if there's any other information associated with the Rave alert system, you would have that. ECC messaging. This is part of our interoperability functionality. This allows you to communicate with other agencies that have the Radius platform. So you can go in and create a new message, select the agency that you may have lined up in there. You can set it where it's just the agencies that are directly around you, or you can have it for anybody that has Radius in the United States. So if you needed to communicate to somebody in another state that has Radius, and there you can set it up in your admin portal to be able to see those and bring those in. So that's something that's available to you. Sharing information quickly and easily between agencies, where today you probably either have you have an event that's going on and you need to ask for mutual aid. With this, instead of picking up the phone or going to your talk group that you may have on the radio, you have this available to you to be able to create a quick, easy chat between two agencies, share any information. You can also copy anything from that may come in during the call, copy that over into the message and send that information through.
So,
So
Derek, is it correct that um, we've got multiple statewide systems? So, when it comes to a statewide system, they can share all of this information from
that
one
is correct.
step to the other. Okay.
That is correct. So what you'll see when I'm bringing this up is it actually shows me this historical field actually allows me to go to what's going on right now. It'll let me know that they've received the message. It would let me know that they either declined the message or they've accepted the message or they've responded to it. And so that would be set up in here. And then I would see the text messages that are stored here. And those are also just like the video, those are captured based on your retention and so forth. And you can also have those be presented in the Eclipse analytics platform. So if it's something that you feel like you needed at a future time, you would have that availability to you. The other is switch between ECC. That allows you, if you have within your jurisdiction, you have multiple agencies that you're working with, any remotes and so forth that have this, you can literally switch between it and just see just their calls that are coming in. You can also set it so that you can see, or you can just have it where it's yours. You can give granular permissions to somebody so that they can only log into one jurisdiction, or you can set it so that they can. So at a statewide level, the state could either see everything depending on what the contract is, or the state could only have permission to see certain things. So that gives you that ability. The next down is the settings. This is the administrative portal that is available to you. It gives you, and I'm hoping this, let me know that this is sharing. Jeff, did it bring up the secondary portal?
It did.
Okay, perfect. So with this, you can go in and see any features. You have full control to be able to turn on and off feature sets, any communications templates, messages, whether you want rapid video set up so that it defaults automatically. You can set up your ECCs and add the ECCs. So any ECC we can give access to, and you can simply see other ECCs, the Lightning application and how that is shared on your screen. And then getting down here to the mapping, again, adding geocoders, things to your base map, map markups, map defaults, the floor filters. You have the ability to go in there and set any of those up individually. So this is the administrative tool. It gives you the where you would add layers if you wanted additional layers and things of that nature. And then this lets me know that we have active notifications. This is the agent position. So if you have any agent position, or whatever your position is, so you've got a call taker that's working as position 1 today, but tomorrow they log in and they're position 3. As soon as you open up the application, the first thing that it asks you to do is it'll ask you to assign your position. So you can go in and change that position, and you would be able to see it. So if you have a supervisor that you've assigned as position 4, and then their office is position 8, as they log in each day, they could see something different. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to generate a couple calls. So the first one's going to be a caller in motion. I'm going to go in and I'm going to turn on Pulse Point. Pulse Point actually shows the AED devices. This is a registered service, and they're a partner of ours. So you can see any registered AED device. It will give you the latitude and longitude. It will give you exactly where it is in there. Sometimes there's pictures located with it. So anybody that goes in and sets up this, and I just did this recently for my local school system, and went in and put in the information for that in there and shared that with PulsePoint. So any information that's in that, if you were looking at a particular box or something, it may have other things other than just an AED device in it. So let's generate a call real quick so you can see what a call looks like coming through. This is going to be a caller in motion. Jeff, keep me close on time check here.
You bet.
So first thing that we're going to get is we're going to get the call coming in. I see the call coming in, and you will see these call cards that are created here. So the very first one that came in, I can see it lights it up as blue. So it came in as an Apple signal. Then we have the phase 2 where the call was answered. And then the following one is again an Apple, and you can see the caller is moving. So it keeps that crumb trail available to you so that you see it. And if another position were to be logged in, they would be able to see that information as well. So we, in this particular scenario, we send somebody to an AED device. This AED device actually gives you a little more information in it. Tells us exactly where it is within the school. It also has, as I said, um, location information, as well as if somebody took a picture of it and said, hey, by the way, it's located in the back of the building on the back wall next to the double doors. And you can copy and send this link to the caller and be able to share that information directly with them. So this gives you that crumb trail that you're looking for. It also shows you if the caller were to have stopped here, and you were to lose that signal again, you could go back in, use that manual lookup and see if they're moving again, if for some reason you can't get a hold of them by phone. So it would allow you to use the texting feature, and they accept it and have that information available. Any questions? Okay. The other one that I'm going to show you is what we are partnered with OnStar as well as Bosch, and Bosch carries 22 car manufacturers. So we have the partnerships with exclusive partnerships with those two companies, and with that, you would see the signal come in. It'll look much like it did with um, when the first signal comes in. So you will see the call come in, tells me that it's OnStar. When I've answered that call from OnStar, it's going to give me the additional data information. So I get the OnStar call, and then the telematics that come in after that. With that, along the bottom here, you will see the actual information that's provided directly from OnStar. We get that location information. We get all of the vehicle telematics that come in that tells us how many airbags are deployed, what the likelihood is of serious injury. You can copy and paste that to your CAD system, but it also lets you know if it's an electric vehicle. In this area right here, you would see our cut sheets. The cut sheets are what you would get, just in case somebody doesn't know. I'm sure you do. But a cut sheet would allow you to see an actual PDF file from that manufacturer, letting you know exactly where you need to work with the automobile for extraction purposes. So if for some reason, not like we used to have where you just use the jaws of life and cut the roof off of a car, this is a little different in that it's high voltage that's running through those vehicles. So it gives you the safety feature. That is, the cut sheets are something that you can share out to your field responders. Excuse me. You can share that out to your field responders via text if need be. And it's also available in the Lightning application as well. Any questions? And you'll excuse me for a second while I take a sip of water.
And Derek, then you've got that SMS chat tab there. So if there is uh, a call and OnStar sends it in, you can directly text that vehicle or the person in the vehicle.
So with OnStar, just like you have with any panic buttons that may be in school systems, OnStar and Bosch, there's a profile that's set up, and most everybody probably has some sort of telematics feature in their automobile. And when you set up that feature, you're usually putting a phone number associated with that. And what that would do is if the caller that was a part of the accident were to call in and it be a part of their profile, it's going to merge that together as a single call in this without me having to somebody else take that and generate a map from it. It's actually going to put that with the call data that's associated with the OnStar telematics. So based on their profile, if they've set it up where they have 3 people that may be driving the car, and that person were to call in to let 911 know, it's going to merge those two together as a single incident. Also on here, and what I wanted to show you was, let's say you've got a call that comes in. We're also partnered with Skyline, and Skyline does the state DOT cameras or any kind of CCTV. They can work with anybody. If you have things at school systems and you have particular CCTV scenarios, that can be shared with the Skyline group. The Skyline group then would automatically put it on our map for you, and then excuse me, the live location information associated with that, it's going to show you exactly what's going on in that particular area. So with this live feed that's coming off of this, and this is actually a live camera, so we've got an OnStar crash that may be happening, and we've got a single 911 call that's happened, but we can look at the DOT cameras right there on the screen in front of us and see that we have a 5-car pileup and we're about to get flooded with phone calls. So just that simple, you have access to be able to do that. So any state that has that, and Skyline has partnered with all the different states that have DOT cameras to be able to present that information. Any other questions?
That's great information. Derek, you talked a little bit about what was it? The base maps with floor plans. Can you show us that?
I certainly will. That was the next one I'm about to show you. So this is actually a panic alarm that's coming in from a school system. So what you're going to see is in this case, it's a rave, but we have partnerships with Centegic, with Raptor, pretty much every panic alarm system out there, and any new ones that come along, we'll partner with them to get that information out to the PSAPs. There is no, anytime that we partner with anybody, we don't send that information out as a charge to the agencies. This is something that we just add because it's a value to you as the end user in your efficiency and call times. So this is a call that's going to come in, shows me the signal. As that call is answered, as soon as it's answered, you will see it populate the map. So it's going to zoom into this location. And then here on the right-hand side, you see the floor plan filter is actually highlighted. I can select that. This particular one is in the Miami-Dade area, and with the county actually did a countywide with CRG. So this is a CRG floor plan, and it's geo-rectified, so you actually can see it. I'm going to turn on the Google satellite map just so you can see that it actually is set up in such a way that you can see that it is exactly where the street is lined up. So it is geo-rectified based on what is put there. So it's not setting like a pancake on top of your existing map. This is actually the way that CRG shows it. Now it's more like a as I zoom into it, you'll see that um, it maintains the same clarity as you zoom into that particular location. So you're able to see the ingress and egress of a school. You can also see the caller, where the caller started, and then whatever their particular um, mechanism is and policies are for exit the building or something like that. You would be able to see that, or if they moved everybody into the cafeteria and that caller is still on the call. And of course, in these situations, you're going to have multiple calls coming in if there's some major incident, but you're able to see that floor plan. And this floor plan is also a part of the Lightning application. So everything you're seeing on the screen in front of you, again, is available in the Lightning application for field responders to be able to see exactly what you're seeing, as well as the chat features and so forth. So we see that the multiple call cards that are here, the locations that are associated with it. We also have the NINA EPRCs. So if somebody calls in and were to tell you that their, you know, their family member lives in another state, and you were to generate a call to that and share the information, and they shared their location, you would be able to look at the um, EPRC and see exactly what jurisdiction is responsible for responding to that area. So that's also a part of the call card. And then you can copy and paste that stuff if you needed to share it with your CAD system. Any questions there? Change this back to regular view.
Not seeing any hands or questions in the chat.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Now, what we would normally have is you would have if you have a caller and there is additional data. If this one doesn't work, I'll do it on another one. But in this, if you have additional data that is associated with the device itself, so within Apple or Android device, you have a health card that's in there that you have shared with them, that information would show up here in the additional data. So if you're a diabetic or you have any number of things that you may want to put into that health profile on your device, you would have access to that. In addition to that, we also have, because of our partnership and direct link with Rave, any smart 911 profile that were to be available to you, and I'll just show you a call so it'll actually populate. So we've got the call coming in, and with this, there's going to be additional data that's associated with it, and so it tells me that I can view, I can view this in Rave. This is going to open a separate tab, takes me to the Rave website, and then if I have a Smart 911 profile, it would share that data here, as well as any facility data that may be associated with the location of the building that I'm in. So in this situation, it's got facility information as well as personal information to the caller itself. That's a part of the Rave profile and Smart 911, which is available through this platform without actually going outside of it to see anything. So that covers the majority of things that we do, and so the other part of it, and I'm afraid I don't have access to it, Jeff, to be able to share it right this second. Is we do have the Assist platform that's going to be built into it. Well, it is built into the Radius platform. So the transcription and translation is a window that is going to open within the Radius platform. And then you will get, as the caller is speaking, you'll get that transcription. You get full functionality of being able to do keyword searches, set up those keyword searches, so that if somebody says gun or shots fired, or any fire, any number of things that you may have, it's actually putting that transcription on there. There's a call summary that's available within that, and then translation is a part of that as well. So it actually will do translation within that platform as well. Now, it's real important to note that the translation piece of it and all that is AI. That is Motorola's. It is not shared out to the translators, are not shared out to any other outside source. So it's not going outside of the platform itself. Everything is generated within the Motorola environment, so that it doesn't have to go out to a secondary translator or anything for any utterance that happens within the AI platform for transcription. It's learning it based on the calls itself, not going out to somewhere else to start searching for it or sharing it out to somewhere else in order to be able to do those transcriptions and translations.
Yeah, and I think that's important, Derek, is as we look at all these different siloed applications spread across the dispatch center, I mean, you might be doing a prepared over here and a call handling over here. What Motorola is really looking to do is bring all of those siloed features in under one single pane of glass. So you're going to get the transcription translation, you're going to get outbound text, you're going to get really excellent mapping applications, being able to go out and grab different maps, import your own maps, real-time location information, video, all of that assist AI features that we just talked about, all under that single pane of glass. So really beneficial to the dispatchers versus, logging into this application here, this application over here, and then trying to build it all back together at some point in the future. Just single pane of glass.
Good point, Jeff. And the other point to make here is, even outside the Motorola environment, Rapid Deploy has partnered with every major call handling solution to date, and we're able to be agnostic. So the map can be used with a Viper system, Solacom system, Carbine, you name it. We can have this be the primary map as part of their call handling solution. So it doesn't matter what you have today or what you're going to tomorrow. This stays agnostic. It's a cloud native platform, and we use the Azure .gov cloud as our primary source. So you will have access to this even if you're not a Vesta customer. You still have access to all the features that you've seen today. That single login that Jeff's talking about, being able to do that, having those AI functionality with transcription and translation in there, all the same features and functions that I've shown you today, is exactly what you would have available to you for that. So again, it is going to be the primary map within the Radius Plus map that has the AI capability and transcription translation. That's considered AI Plus. I mean, that's considered Radius Plus. And from there, but it would still have the capability to do all the same things within a different call handling environment.
Hey, Derek, we've got about 10 minutes left. One of the things I thought was very, very instrumental in this map is the ability to go out and get outside GIS layers or Esri-based maps. I don't know if I'm kind of throwing you a curveball, but
no, that's okay. Actually, I literally lit this up for a reason. So if I wanted to do, this is a very Google-esque type of search functionality. keeping in mind that the very first thing that it's going to start with is your authoritative data. So whatever authoritative layers that you have that you put in there, the base map that I'm sharing with you is Esri street layers. But if I were to start doing a search, it's going to go through and it's going to give me, it's going to start looking for things that match what I have in there. So it's looking, it'll start with your layer first, and as you search for something within your layer, if it's not available, all these other geocoders that are available, commercial geocoders that are available, you have within the platform as well. Excuse me. So it gives you the ability to have not just your authoritative data, but it's going to go through and start searching for the closest information that is available to you. So
Yeah,
with that, again, these number of layers, and you can have these layers be as many as you want. They can go in, and with the layers, they can turn on as many layers that they need to have. Um, Anything that you want to have available to you, you can simply, as long as we're able to get that. So if it's something that's commercially shared, we can have those layers available to you, or anything that your GIS department or state's GIS has, we can have that be available within the solution. So you would see that new information coming up. Close this so I
excellent.
can get back to where I need to be. So then again, it's going to search your feature first, and then it's going to go through and start searching all the other commercial geocoders that we may have available. Is that what you were looking for, Jeff?
Yeah, excellent, excellent. Yeah, I'd seen a couple of instances where I think it was the state of Kansas, and we were showing the Kansas maps, but they wanted to bring in maybe some fire hydrants or a couple other applications, and they just looked for it. They were able to download it and then use that as part of the statewide mapping application. That was really interesting.
Yeah, and this is, this is nationwide, so you can see, for example, I just turned on the trails. I also turned on um, what the uh, what the NINA jurisdictions are. So as we see this, and I'm running off of a hotspot right this minute, but you can see how quickly it's populating. Any layer that I may have on for within my jurisdiction, I'm able to simply look at that information. And if there is, as I zoom into a particular area, as it wouldn't make any difference if there's a call in progress or not. So I'll give you an example of that. Jacksonville. So Jacksonville, Florida. If I were looking for a particular school or something, and I knew that it was in the general vicinity, as I zoom in, and I'm in the area of where I think there may be a school, I will see that floor plan locator start flashing, and without a call in play, I can actually go directly to that and see that. So if I have an admin caller that has called in, they haven't shared their location, but they said that there's a fire at the school, and that school has a floor plan. I can simply see that information right on the screen without actually having a call generated. So the floor plan picker actually allows you to go through and see anything from CRG, Datamark, and or Geocom. So the Datamark and Geocom would look more like a building floor plan, and you would see any highlighted areas of ingress and egress that Datamark or Geocom has put in. It's more of a wireframe as opposed to what CRG does. CRG has a big presence in Florida, so that's why these keep showing up.
Hey, Derek, would you mind? I've got Michael Berry from Frisco, Colorado on here. Can you put in your search field Frisco, Colorado and see what we've got for floor plans?
Are you saying Frisco?
Yeah, Frisco.
Let's see. Is there a particular school in mind or government building? Because there's any of those that may be there. Would you know exactly which ones may be available? And this is something that I will share, but this is changing shortly, is within the mapping. Right this minute, it is set up so that if I go to floor filters, I have the choice between Geocom or CRG, and that's being combined into just anything that's available. It would show me. So I'll switch to Geocom real quick just to see if there's any floor plans. And this shows data mark and or um, because they're just different dynamic there. Anything particular though you want to look for?
Now, Michael, if you got anything you want to zoom in on, just let us know.
I appreciate that. I'm not aware of any geocommerce CRG. If you go kind of up a little from there, there's the middle school that might, as you can see, Summit School Road up at the top there. Follow that up and to the right. I suppose would be
okay. Here.
Yep.
I don't see it on that. Let's try it with, just out of curiosity. I'll switch back to.
It would be farther up at the end of that road.
Oh, okay. That it?
Yep.
Whoop. Let's see. I'll switch back to CRG and see what I get. Don't see one for this right this minute. But again, it really depends on like each jurisdiction, and each school system has state by state certain funding available to them for floor plans, and it's becoming a significant part of legislation for them to have that. So you'll see that change probably relatively quickly. But as soon as that is uploaded to their database, we immediately see it. So as floor plans are put in place, whether it's school systems or election offices, things of that nature, anything that has a floor plan within any of those three indoor floor plan setups, then we would be able to see it immediately. They update their system, Geocom and Datamark, about every 15 days. There's new stuff that shows up in the system, and CRGs every 10 to 12 days. They're generally having something new show up.
Well, excellent. Derek, thank you for your time. Anybody have any questions? We've got about a minute left. Going to open it to questions. And Jennifer, thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you, Derek and Jeff, for being here and for the great lunch and learn. Does anybody have any questions or thoughts or comments? All right. Well, great presentation, and thank you so much, you guys. We appreciate you, and we will put this out on our YouTube for those who could not join us in person today. Thanks, everybody, for being here.
Excellent.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys.